Alright, I gotta open this episode with a disclaimer. You're not supposed to go into Powderhorn Marsh unless you're a state designated expert. I went anyway. Stick around. Yeah, your sign also says no fishing permitted. It doesn't say you can't go in there. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Calumet Wilderness with Sam Love. I am your host, Sam Love. I am on vacation, finally, staycation, really, solo staycation. I've been working my butt off, been through all kinds of things, and my goal is to get on the water for the next 5 days. So I am starting off at Powderhorn Lake. So my goal for today is to see if I can get up to the Marsh, which is sort of ahead and a bit to my left. So we'll see if it's deep enough to get into. Check a few things out. Stick around. Yeah, if you ride the South Shore train into Chicago, or if you drive up through Hegewisch, you've seen Powderhorn Lake. I've been by probably 1,000 plus times, but I've never actually stopped here before. So definitely worth the trip. Powderhorn Lake itself is a burrow pit. It was dug in the 1950s to get sand for the Chicago Skyway. It's just under 50 acres and has a maximum depth of about 17.5 feet, although a lot of it is pretty shallow. It's very interesting, you know, you've got a pretty wide expanse of green and blue here, but you can hear all these industrial sounds. There's some kind of like, I don't know if it's an auto yard or metal shop over closer to Indiana this way. You hear the South Shore coming through, some train lines coming through. Yeah, there's even a few baby whitecaps out here. It's pretty neat. This wind will make it an easy float back though, for sure. So the land around us is Chicago. In fact, this is the southeasternmost part of Chicago, but the water is in the village of Burnham. Got that straight? All right. The preserve itself was dedicated in 2007. I think it was originally like 140 acres, but now it's grown up. There's an extension on the north end, so it's about 190 acres preserved. And what's so cool about this, it's that really rare dune and swale ecosystem, and it's right at the bend. So this is where the ancestor of our modern day Lake Michigan would have had the curve, curving east. So really cool. Now we're north of the Grand Calumet River, so we know this is a younger feature. You know, this might be, I'm totally guessing here, but I'm thinking, you know, maybe 4,000 years old, somewhere in that range. Hardly any time at all. Yeah, I just pulled into this little cove of the nature preserve, and already all kinds of native plants. There's some boneset, vervain, fireweed, buttonbush. Those are just the ones I know. Unfortunately, there's one little piece of purple loosestrife here, but as you can see, the bumblebee doesn't really care. Well, what I want to do is get over to the north end of the marsh here. It's a really interesting and ambitious green infrastructure project that is going to reconnect the marsh to Wolf Lake. You know, historically, especially in the wet season, this would have just been probably open water. But today with development, they've been disconnected, and it's had a negative impact on aquatic life, bird life, and frankly, even human life. So really interesting. Hopefully I can get up pretty close to that. There is the bit north between Powderhorn Lake and Wolf Lake. I want to get in there one day, but right now I'm going to kind of focus on the water side of things. So you can check out, there's a bunch of agencies on this project. So I'll put some links in the description below. Go check that out. Come out here sometime. It is really, really, really worth the effort to get out here. This is the closest I've ever come to a beaver dam. That's pretty cool. Well, I just got chased out by 2 DNR agents out here. So, not supposed to be back in this part. But I feigned ignorance. I said, well, I saw 2 other people go back here. I figured it's all right. It was those 2 DNR people. So it was one of those do as I tell you, but not as I've done type of situations. Fact of the matter is, I got out here. I am out here. Can't stop me on that. And why I do this is so that you all can get a look at what's out here. Now, there's much to be said about kind of problems that come up with state-dedicated nature preserves. You know, they don't touch anything, including a lot of invasive species. Just they let it be as it is. Some of them humans aren't supposed to get into. And, you know, I've talked to land conservationists who've said that's as much of a problem as, you know, basically just letting it go, doing nothing. All right, one last look at this marsh before my permanent banishment. I'll be back. You know, I just realized this is the first time in the whole time I've been doing this show that I've been told I can't be somewhere. Not a bad run, friends. Won't be the last time either, I'm sure. And it wasn't the first time I was placed as I wasn't supposed to be.